Hey guys, Chuck B here, and hang around and let's run some properties today and blow out some sprinklers. I think we got some pruning to do here. Stuff got a little wacky. This should have a clip on it, or tape. Oh, there's the clip too. You always want to undo these clips. Open up your drip line. That way the emitters aren't taking the full pressure of your system. Because these little emitter heads will pop off if you're blowing more than 40 psi. Well, there's a good chance they'll pop off. How about that? So if you just open up the end of the line, you don't have to change your compressor settings. You can just let it blow. You can see it takes some of the air away from the system, but with the compressor that I'm running, it doesn't matter. It puts out enough volume you can keep up. So there's one tip. Always make sure you find, and you can't always find the end of the drip line, but if you can, find it. Open those little hose clips off. Sometimes you'll find them, they're just duct taped. But most of the time they'll have that little plastic clip, and it just slips on, slips off. All it is crimping the end of the I did not do that. Crimping the end of the drip line. Yeah, I took that one off earlier. That drip line is on another zone, and all I do for the blowout or for the zones. So you can do this one of two ways. Here, let me turn that one off and come over here, and this valve locks easier. You can, the one it's running right now, this is stuck open, but you can either turn them on with the little on-off, or if you don't want to stick your hand way down there, you can always do it from the bleeder. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Just make sure you don't undo these too far because they will pop out on you. And then when I'm done, I just put a little tag on the door to let them know the sprinkler blowout's done. And because a lot of my blowouts I do when the one's home, and that's takes care of that. One thing I see is a lot of guys fighting with their hoses when they're trying to put them up, if they're like me and run without a hose reel. I'll come up like this, I'll bring my end, I'll throw it just down on the ground. It's really easy to do this once it's warm, or once the hose is warm. If you roll it up in reverse, essentially what a hose reel does. But in another video, I think I talked about how come I don't like the hose reel. And then it's all like that. When you get to your next property, your handle's right there. You can just grab it and walk. You don't have to untangle or fight with your hose at all. See, all nice and neat in the back of the truck. That's about 150 feet tied together right there. And when I show up at the next property, I'll just grab that and I'll walk to wherever I need to walk to. So hey guys, yeah, I don't know how well you could hear me really with the way that compressor, I know it's pretty quiet, but I'm not sure how quiet it is. Anyway, when I'm done with the sprinkler blowout, unless I've spoke to the homeowner and they see me on the property, but most of the blowouts I do, there's no one home. I've had some questions on why I don't use timer boxes in the garage. One, well, I hate using the timer boxes because everybody has a different timer box. You really wouldn't believe how many different variations and operations there are to timer boxes. It's ridiculous. And then, wow, that's why there's so many dead squirrels on the street. Stupid squirrel started running in a circle. It was funny. Truck tried not to hit it. Anyway, sorry. So one, I don't like timer boxes. I don't like how many different timer boxes there are. And you have to learn one. By the time you get a certain style under, you find another style, operates totally different. They're just a big pain in the butt. Another is most people's timer boxes are in their garage, which means when you go to schedule your sprinkler blowouts, you have to schedule them when the homeowner's home so they can open the garage and let you in, unless they have an outdoor one, which like fourplexes and stuff like that will have an outdoor one. But that's going to hinder how many you can do a day if you have to operate around everybody else's schedule. Now, some people like to do it that way, and if it works for you, it works for you. I like to get, just like I do lawn care, I start signing up people. Once I get enough people to create a route, then I send out my route. You know, I'll tell everyone, hey, still putting the routes together. As soon as I get a route for you, I'll tell you what day I'm going to do your blowout on. And for the most part, people are okay with that. Every now and then there's people that need it done on a specific day because they want to be there, they want to see it done, they want to learn how to do it themselves, and I'm fine with showing people how to do it. So yeah, so I put it together just like a lawn care route. Then I email and be like, hey, I'm going to be there on, well, Monday, because today's Monday. I'm doing sprinkler blowouts today. I put a whole route together. I try to leave enough room on a route for walk-ups. There are always walk-ups. Unlike, you know, you might get somebody when you're mowing grass come up and say, hey, you know, could you bid my lawn and give me an estimate or whatever. Blowouts are totally different with walk-ups. People, when they hear your compressor fire, neighbors will look out their windows and they'll be like, oh yeah, I still need to get that done. They'll come over and they'll be like, oh, can you get me next? You know, how much? It's not a, hey, can you give me an estimate and get... Some people will say, they understand you're busy and they'll say, can I get on your list? Most of the time, since I do it in routes, I'm not going to be back in that neighborhood, or at least not for a week, you know, depending on how my routes are going. So I will, I'll be like, yeah, you know, 35 bucks, whatever, 34 or 40 or whatever. You know, I'll usually ask them how many zones they have, and then I'll tell them how much I'm going to charge them. And they'll be like, okay. And you go over and you get it taken care of. So anyway, when I'm done, that's why I like to put that little sprinkler service done in the door for people that's already set it up. They may have forgotten that they set it up for that specific day. So when they come home from work, they see that fluorescent tag in their door. Oh, hey, what's that? And they look over and bam. Oh, okay, check out my sprinklers today. Good to go. Because I won't invoice. I invoice them on their regular mowing, because most of mine are my mowing customers. And they'll get invoiced at the end of the month when their mowing invoice comes out, and the sprinkler blowout will be on there. So I don't bill right away for all that stuff. Another thing I do, which I'll show later, is like the one, not the one we're going to now. One we're going to in a little bit, they're not a mowing customer. I've blown them out every year, so I hang the same door tag on every year. However, I'll show you what I have set up that I do for non-mowing customers. How I kind of keep it in their mind that, hey, this is my gig. I do more than just your sprinkler blowout every year. There are other services we provide. So we'll get to that in a minute. Let's get up here to do this blowout, and then I'll show you some other ways that I market the blowout thing. Well, that didn't go as planned. Sorry. Kids across the street. Well, I meant to get a lot more sprinkler blowout footage today. However, we got stuff out of my pockets before I get. I did everything I had scheduled, and then I started getting walk-ups. And walk-ups are, like I was mentioning earlier, walk-ups are always a nice fill-in. And it worked out really well today, because I had a hard time appointment at 1 o'clock for a guy, and I got just enough walk-up action to fill me up to where I showed up at his house at like 1:04. It was perfect. So anyway, I'm going to pull right back off the road right here. I'm going to grab. We're going to do this in the truck. So one thing that I do is, and I'll do another little picture of this here up in the corner. So what I do on non-mowing clients, so it's the one-off people that may not know the other things that I do, depending on how they found me. So I hang this on their door, and everyone's already seen my little sprinkler service done. Take that out of the bag, and I just hang this on the doorknob, or ever how it works. And then my business card, the one I have it, and I change my business cards every year. This particular one is actually last year's card, and it's not a bad one. I just wanted to do something out of the normal, or out of the ordinary. So there it just has my name and, owner, and that's going to, I tweak it every year. I try something new to see what cards work best. And I actually like this card. I just didn't like the stock I ended up getting it on. It wasn't glossy, and I didn't like it. Then you turn it over. Now what I tried last year with this business card is I put a spot right here on the top where it says your mowing service quote. And then that way I could just write it on there when I see people on the walk-ups that want quotes. And I ended up not using it that much. But actually, this card is a good card. I like it still. I just didn't like the finish of the card. So we have the card. And since we're talking about business cards, I'm going to also show you. This is the card that even though it's bent, these are the cards I'm running with this year. And they're somewhat the same. It's still the same grass pattern. It's back to our regular layout. Name, it has my little Be Safe logo, because I'm the only one in my area that's licensed to run that, so obviously I'm going to put that on my business card. As my I didn't have a mailing address on my old card. This, and now that I use a mailbox, it's on here. You can't really see it that well. Same information. I left my name and owner crap off of it, just because, other than it has my chuck@bircheslawn.com email. That way anybody can hand this card out. Then you turn it over and it shows that I'm a Be Safe organic applicator, and it has my services that I provide. So anyway, we have a business card with that. And then I also have a stock card, and the business card really covers it, but then I have my little flyer card, stock card, I guess. So it's just another card with my website and the services I offer, and it's just the mowing service, what that includes: aerating, overseeding, and fertilizing. It doesn't have, this was before Be Safe, so it doesn't have the Be Safe info on there, but that is fine, because I'm not buying more stock cards until I get through those. So anyway, like I said, we'll have this up in the corner here. So that's a little pack that I put out for non-mowing customers that, not so much this year. I'm still doing it, but I had to change the way I'm doing things for sprinkler blowouts this year, just because I'm getting ready to have a surgery. It's going to knock me out of it. I know a lot of guys talk about how, and this is not a bash, it's just a point of view. A lot of guys talk about how their solo and that they work when they're sick, they work when their back hurts, you know, they've sucked it up and worked with a sprained ankle or, you know, a broken arm, and they've figured it out and they've made it work and they sucked it up. Well, I'm getting ready to go have surgery, and there is no sucking it up. I'm going to go be sleep, opened up, sewn up, some mesh put in me, and then there's recovery time. There's not a, hey, suck it up. There's a, hey, I'm in a hospital. This one, it's an inpatient. However, it's going to be fairly quick. I think only a day. And then they'll let me go home depending on how I'm doing. Just because this is it's a hernia surgery, but it's not my first hernia. This one has been repaired before and is ripped open again. So now it's going to be a little more invasive than the last surgery. You know, I don't know if that's on me or on the way they sewed it up last time, but this time there's going to be mesh put in and a little more sewing than there was last time. So anyway, there's no sucking it up. There's no, if I don't have employees right now, so I'm shutting down, at least for a couple weeks, and then we'll see where that takes us. Luckily, I got my doc to let me schedule this in November. That way I could at least get some sprinkler blowout money going and finish up on the regular mowing season, and, you know, just take care of everything. But the weather is so freaking nice right now that I have a feeling it's not going to get anybody to stop using me altogether, but there's going to be people that want serviced in November, and I'm not going to be available while the weather's so nice. I mean, we're still 70 degrees in the day. I mean, today's nice, but it was 37 this morning, so big temperature swings right now. But that's this time of year. It could change next week and the bottom drop out of it. So anyway, I just wanted to finish this up. I meant to get more sprinkler blowout footage today, guys, and I apologize for that. The wall cups started happening, and you know, it's not late. I mean, it's 3:45, so that's not a big deal. And I still, if my neighbor is home, then I still have to do his. But anyway, I just wanted to get that there, and I wanted to show you a little marketing on how I market, and that does pick up. You know, people will say, hey, you know, let's get on the list for next year. At least touch base with me so we can go over some numbers and talk about what we're going to do for mowing or fertilizing or aerating or whatever. So I just want to show you what I put on people's doors, especially for the non-mowing customers, and just how I market. So anyway, guys, pulling up at my neighbor's here. I'm going to blow his property out. Looks like I can fit now. And talk to you guys later.
Yeah, we are in the place to be.